Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Washington quarter dollar, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that's not just worth 25 cents, but thousands of dollars. Sounds unreal, right? But I'm about to blow your mind with the truth about one specific American coin, the 2016 Washington quarter from the official United States Mint Proof set. This is not your ordinary quarter. This is a collector's dream, a hidden gem, a coin that's quietly making waves in the coin collecting world, and many people have no idea it's worth anything at all. Now, let's talk about what makes this particular coin so special. In 2016, the US Mint released 5 different America the Beautiful quarters as part of that year's series, featuring stunning designs honoring Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, Cumberland Gap in Kentucky, Harper's Ferry in West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie at Fort Sumter in South Carolina. But the magic? It's not just in the design. The real goldmine lies in the proof set versions of these coins. Unlike the coins you find in pocket change, proof coins are specially struck using polished dies and planchets. They have a mirror-like finish, sharp detail, and a frosted, sculpted look that just pops. These aren't coins made for everyday circulation, they're made for collectors. And when one of these coins comes out in absolutely perfect condition, or if it has a rare mint error, the value can go through the roof. Let's focus on the most powerful factor: condition. Coins graded PR 70 DCM, that's proof 70 deep cameo, are considered perfect. Not a scratch, not a blemish, just absolute perfection. These are the coins that grab the attention of serious collectors and drive prices into the thousands. And if your coin also has something rare like a double die, a reverse proof error, or a striking anomaly, buckle up, because the price skyrockets even higher. So here's the part where you need to really pay attention. Because these coins, these 2016 proof quarters, have been selling at auctions and in private sales for prices that will leave you stunned. A flawless 2016 proof quarter has sold for $2,700. That's right, one quarter from a proof set, no special packaging needed, just perfect condition and rarity. And that's just the beginning. Another collector snagged a proof quarter with a rare strike detail and paid $10,800 to make it theirs. Yes, someone paid more than 10 grand for a single 2016 quarter. And still, we're not at the top yet. There are even more jaw-dropping sales where these coins have reached insane prices. One 2016 proof quarter, in pristine condition with the right combination of rarity, collector demand, and grading perfection, has sold for a staggering $39,000. You heard that right. A Washington quarter from 2016, taken from a proof set, commanded a price tag of $39,000. Let that sink in. A coin that's less than a decade old. A coin you may have sitting in your collection. A coin you might have received as a gift, or one that's tucked away in a box in your attic. And if it's the right one, with the flawless mirror surface, deep cameo contrast, and a top PR 70 grade, it could change your life. So the next time you see a 2016 quarter, don't overlook it. Especially if it came from a proof set. Examine it under good light. Look at the edges. Check for that ultra-smooth, mirror-like shine. See if the design jumps out in that frosted, sculpted way. If it looks untouched, it could be something incredible. And if you find anything unusual, a doubling of the letters, a strike-through, a die crack, that's your golden opportunity. It's time to send it off to a professional grading service. Because you're not just looking at a quarter. You're looking at a potential treasure. A ticket to thousands, maybe tens of thousands, of dollars. All from a coin most people would spend without thinking twice. Coins like this don't come around every day. But when they do, they turn heads, make headlines, and break auction records. The 2016 Washington quarter from the proof set is one of those rare coins. It's a modern miracle in the coin collecting world. And the best part? It could be hiding in plain sight, in your own collection, just waiting to be discovered. So don't wait. Go check your proof sets. Go through your quarters. You might be sitting on something worth more than you ever imagined. Remember the numbers: $2,700, $10,800, and the ultimate prize, $39,000. All for one tiny coin with a huge story. Keep searching. Keep dreaming. Because your lucky quarter might just be waiting to make you rich. Top 2. Have you ever held a coin in your hand that could secretly be worth thousands of dollars? Well, don't blink, because what we're about to reveal will change the way you look at your change forever. Yes, we're talking about the 1992 American Washington quarter dollar, specifically the one from the proof set. This isn't just another coin. It's a rare, stunning, and incredibly valuable piece that could be sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a box, or even a pocket right now. Now, before you go rushing to check your collection, listen closely. Not all 1992 quarters are created equal. There's a very specific version, produced in a United States mint-proof set, that collectors and dealers are hunting for like buried treasure. These aren't your average circulated coins. These proof quarters were struck with extraordinary precision, using specially polished dies and blanks, resulting in a mirror-like finish with frosted design details. The kind of coin that doesn't just shimmer under light, it demands attention. But here's where things get really exciting. In recent years, some of these 1992 proof quarters have shattered expectations in the collector's market. These are coins that were once sold in proof sets for just a few dollars, and now, if you've got the right one in pristine condition, they can fetch prices that'll leave your jaw on the floor. So, what's the secret behind this coin's massive value? It's the rarity, the quality, and the powerful demand among collectors. You see, in the world of numismatics, condition is king. A flawless, high-grade 1992 Washington quarter from the proof set, graded deep cameo and near perfect, can command a small fortune. We're talking about coins graded PR69 or PR70 by PCGS or NGC, the top dogs in coin grading, which can push the value far beyond what most people would ever expect from a simple quarter. Imagine this: a coin you could hold between your fingers, no bigger than any other in your pocket, has sold for over $2,000. But that's not even the ceiling. Oh no. This very same quarter, in an ultra-rare perfect grade, has sold at auction for $74,000. Let that sink in. A quarter worth more than most people's cars. A tiny piece of metal that could change your financial situation overnight. And the best part? There's a chance, however slim, that you or someone you know might have one of these hidden gems. Maybe it's sitting untouched in an old proof set inherited from a grandparent. Maybe it's in a forgotten drawer in your house. Maybe it's sitting in your collection, and you just haven't had it graded yet. Don't ignore this. The 1992 Washington quarter from the proof set isn't just a coin. It's a potential windfall waiting to be discovered. These are the coins collectors dream of, dealers search endlessly for, and auction houses get excited about. And if you happen to find one in pristine condition, the value could be beyond your wildest expectations. So how much are we really talking about? Let's spell it out for you in cold, hard numbers. A 1992 Washington quarter from the proof set, in exceptional condition, has sold for as low as $2,700 and as high as $74,000. Yes, $74,000. From a quarter. Still think coins are just spare change? Think again. The next time you come across a 1992 proof quarter, don't just glance at it. Examine it. Protect it. Grade it. Because it might just be the coin that changes your life. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we're uncovering more hidden treasures that could be hiding in your collection. Welcome to USA Coins 69, where pocket change turns into profit. Top 3. What if I told you that the tiny little quarter sitting in someone's forgotten drawer, maybe tossed in an old proof set, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today? You'd probably laugh. But hold on, because this isn't just another coin story. This is about the 1968 Washington quarter, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but under the right circumstances, it could turn your entire day, week, Maybe even your year-round doubt. We're talking about a quarter that originally came from a proof set. Yes, one of those collector-only sets that most people don't even know how to value properly. These proof coins were specially made by the US Mint to show off what American coinage could look like at its absolute best. Razor-sharp designs, mirror-like fields, frosted details, absolute perfection. But here's the twist. In 1968, the US Mint only struck proof coins at one place, the San Francisco Mint. And every single proof quarter from that year was supposed to have an S Mint mark right under the date. It was the Mint's way of saying, this coin was made special. But somehow, through a rare and accidental slip, asterisk, a few coins were struck without that S star. And those are the quarters that changed the game. Imagine this, a 1968 proof quarter with no mint mark. Not a worn-down coin from circulation, but a coin pulled from a proof set, shiny, flawless, with sharp detail, but missing that tiny S. That's the kind of coin that makes collectors lose their minds. Because it's one of the rarest modern proof errors ever made. And guess what? These coins have been found before. Not just by professional collectors or dealers, but by everyday people who simply decided to take a second look at their old proof sets. Some were just digging through an inherited collection, flipping through old plastic holders, and there it was, a 1968 quarter with no mint mark, staring back at them like a hidden treasure. Let's talk about money. And I mean real money. Because if you happen to come across one of these coins, asterisk, a genuine 1968 proof Washington quarter without the mint mark asterisk, you're not just holding on to a curiosity. You're holding on to serious value. One example sold for $2,700. Another brought in $10,500. And the Holy Grail? One sold for an astonishing $85,000 at auction. Think about that for a second. A single coin, just 25 cents in face value, selling for $85,000. That's not fantasy. That's fact. And these sales have happened at reputable auctions where collectors go toe-to-toe to grab the rarest of the rare. Why so much? Because rarity drives value. And this coin checks every box. It's rare, it's an error, it comes from a limited run, and most importantly, there are so few of them known to exist. Every time one surfaces, it sends a wave through the coin collecting world. And with the rising interest in numismatics, especially among younger collectors, prices have only been climbing. So what should you do? First, check those proof sets. If you or your parents or grandparents ever collected coins from the US Mint, especially those velvet-lined boxes from the late 60s, pull them out and look closely. Find the 1968 quarter. Flip it over. Is it a proof coin? Does it have that mirror-like finish? Now look under the date. Is the S missing? If you've got one with no S, you might want to take a deep breath. Because you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from $2,700 to $85,000, depending on condition, strike quality, and how it's graded. And listen, don't just eyeball it and assume. These coins are so valuable that even small details make a big difference. If you suspect you have one, get it authenticated by a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC. That official grading could mean the difference between a few hundred and tens of thousands. The most important message? Don't throw your change away. Don't ignore your proof sets. Coins like these are still out there, hiding in collections, sitting in drawers, forgotten in safe deposit boxes. All they're waiting for is someone who knows what to look for. So before you toss that old coin aside, or before you pass over that 1968 quarter thinking it's just pocket change, take a second look. Because it just might be the key to a small fortune. That little silver disc could be the most valuable thing you own. And if it's the right one, it could be worth between $2,700 and $85,000. Yes, you heard that right. From 25 cents to $85,000. Now that's the kind of coin you don't just spend, you treasure it. Top 4. If you think quarters are just spare change you toss in a jar or slide into a parking meter, think again. Because one very special version of the 1966 Washington quarter is out there changing lives. And yes, you heard that right. One coin, one tiny little quarter, has sold for as much as $77,000. That's not a fantasy. That's cold, hard auction cash. And it didn't come from a bankroll, and it wasn't pulled from an ordinary pocket. It came from a forgotten treasure chest that most people overlook, the 1966 Special Mint set. Now, before you go racing to check your couch cushions, let's get something straight. This isn't just about any 1966 quarter. In fact, millions of those were minted. But the ones we're talking about today? They are not your average coins. These are unique, high-grade, ultra-rare examples struck in a way that makes collectors absolutely drool. And yes, they really have sold for thousands. Let's set the scene. In 1966, the US Mint was in recovery mode. Just 1 year earlier, in 1965, they stopped putting silver in quarters. The coin shortage crisis meant no mint marks, no proof sets, but instead, the US Mint produced a curious little thing known as the Special Mint Set, or SMS. It was meant as a compromise, better than a regular coin, not quite a proof. But what they didn't realize back then is that some of these SMS coins would turn out so spectacularly beautiful that decades later, they'd become absolute collector gold. We're talking mirror-like finishes. We're talking razor-sharp details. We're talking coins that, under magnification, look like tiny works of art. These are the so-called cameo and deep cameo coins, quarters with frosty white designs that pop out of a glassy black field. And if you find a 1966 Washington quarter in this ultra-rare, deep cameo finish, and if it's graded in pristine condition by a major grading company, you're suddenly not holding 25 cents. You're holding thousands of dollars in your hand. Imagine that, something you could easily pass over as just another old coin, suddenly becoming the star of an auction house. One such deep cameo example graded nearly perfect sold for a staggering $77,000. That's enough to pay off a car, cover a year of college tuition, or book a luxurious vacation around the world. Another sold for $2,700. That's still a massive return on a coin you could once buy for just a quarter. So, what makes these coins so rare and valuable? It's all in the strike and the condition. These coins weren't circulated. They were sealed in plastic holders as part of the 1966 Special Mint sets and sold to collectors. But only a few of them came out with the intense contrast and perfect surfaces that define a deep cameo coin. Over the years, most sets were handled poorly, damaged, or toned over time. But every once in a while, someone opens an old drawer or a dusty box and finds a pristine, untouched SMS coin with that breathtaking look, and that's when the bidding starts. Still with me? Good. Because here's the greedy part. These aren't just rare, they're still out there. That's what makes this so exciting. This isn't a coin locked away in some museum vault or buried in a millionaire's collection. These special mint sets were sold to the public in the 60s. People bought them, stored them away, forgot about them. You could find one in a garage sale, at an estate auction, on eBay, in a family member's attic. And all it takes is a little knowledge to spot the treasure. Here's what you look for. A 1966 Washington quarter that comes from a special mint set. It will often have a satin or semi-proof-like finish, not the dull business strike look. Look for clean, smooth surfaces. Look for frosty details. Washington's head, the lettering, the eagle on the back, that contrast against a reflective background. If it has that icy white on black contrast, you might be looking at a cameo or deep cameo. That's the jackpot. That's the payday. Now don't go running to cash it in at your local pawn shop. You need it professionally graded, by PCGS or NGC. Because without the official grade, the value is just a guess. But with the right grade, especially MS68 or higher with deep cameo designation, boom. That little coin might bring in thousands. It might bring in tens of thousands. It might just be your $77,000 moment. And yes, this isn't speculation. These sales have happened. They're recorded. This is real money, real auctions, real collectors shelling out big bucks for the right coin. So what are you waiting for? Start checking those old special mint sets. Go dig through that box in the closet your grandfather gave you. check those estate sale listings. Because you never know, the next coin you find could be the next $2,700 winner. Or maybe even the legendary $77,000 score. Coins like this don't come around every day. But when they do, they remind us why we search, why we collect, why we look at every single quarter just a little closer than before. That 1966 Washington quarter from the special mint set isn't just history, it's potential. It's power. It's the thrill of turning spare change into serious cash. And if you're lucky enough to find one in deep cameo condition, you're not just holding a quarter, you're holding a fortune. Keep searching, keep checking, and keep believing, because the next rare treasure could be sitting right in front of you. Top 5. Have you ever wondered if there's a coin hiding in plain sight that could make you rich overnight? Well, hold on tight, because the 1967 Washington quarter, yes, that little silver-colored coin you might just walk past without a second glance, could actually be worth thousands of dollars if it came from the right place. And when we say thousands, we're not talking pocket change. We're talking up to $75,000. Let's dive deep into this American treasure. The 1967 Washington quarter was struck during a unique time in U.S. coin history. The mint had just transitioned away from using silver in quarters starting in 1965, which means the 1967 version was part of a special non-silver era. Yet collectors go crazy for it, especially when it comes from one specific source, the United States proof set. Now, here's where the story gets even more fascinating. In 1967, the US Mint did not produce any regular proof sets like the ones we're used to seeing. Instead, they released what are known as special mint sets, or SMS sets. These sets were struck with better quality than regular circulation coins, but not quite as high quality as traditional proof coins. But here's the twist. There are some coins from these 1967 sets that stand out from all others. Among these coins, a few were struck with extraordinary precision, showing ultra-deep mirror surfaces and frosted design details, creating what experts call cameo, or even deep cameo, effects. These coins shine with such brilliance and sharp detail that they almost look unreal. Collectors call them proof-like, or even specimen quality. And they're the ones that drive bidders wild at auctions. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on a 1967 Washington quarter from one of these special mint sets in top condition, particularly those that have been professionally graded and authenticated as SMS deep cameo specimens, you are sitting on something far more valuable than you'd ever expect. One of these coins, in flawless condition, was graded SP68 deep cameo by PCGS, one of the most respected coin grading services in the world. That single quarter sold for a jaw-dropping $75,000 at auction. Imagine holding a single coin that could buy you a luxury car, or a down payment on a house. Even lower graded but still high quality examples of the 1967 SMS quarter have fetched thousands. Another coin, not even at the top of the grading scale, sold for $2,700. Why? Because it had that perfect mirror-like surface and sharp frosty design that collectors go crazy for. But here's the thing, these coins aren't just buried in dusty vaults or locked in a museum. They're out there. Some might still be in old family coin collections. Others could be sitting unnoticed in plastic proof holders or forgotten drawers. People don't realize that these special mint set coins, especially the 1967 quarter, can be worth so much. That's why you need to start looking. Check old mint sets. Examine every 1967 Washington quarter you come across, especially if it looks extra sharp, glossy, or unlike the average circulated coin. If it shows ultra-shiny surfaces and frosted images of George Washington and the eagle, you may have struck gold. Well, metaphorically speaking. So don't wait. This isn't just a collector's game anymore. It's a real chance to turn a small piece of American history into serious cash. The 1967 Washington quarter from the special mint set, when found in perfect deep cameo condition, has sold for a staggering $75,000. Even others have gone for $2,700. Check your change. Look through your old proof sets. And most importantly, don't overlook the quarters. Because one little coin from 1967 might just change your life. Top 6. Have you ever glanced at a coin in your collection and wondered if it might be hiding a small fortune? Well, don't blink, because that ordinary-looking 1998 Washington quarter from a U.S. mint-proof set could actually be worth thousands, and in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Today we're diving into the mysterious and jaw-dropping world of the 1998 American Washington quarter dollar, from proof set to powerhouse profit, and why collectors and investors alike are hunting it down like buried treasure. So picture this. You're going through your old proof set collection, or maybe stumble upon one at a garage sale, a coin show, or tucked away in a relative's attic. You pull out that shining 1998 quarter, and it looks flawless. Mirror-like finish, crisp strike, stunning detail. At first glance, it might not seem special. But let me tell you, this coin can be an absolute goldmine if it checks the right boxes. Now, here's where things get exciting. The 1998 Washington quarter was released just 1 year before the United States Mint launched the massive 50-state quarters program in 1999. That makes 1998 the final year of the traditional eagle reverse design. That simple detail alone has created massive demand among serious collectors who want to complete their sets before the new series begins. Combine that with the pristine proof condition, especially those struck in San Francisco with the S mint mark, and you've got a rare opportunity for huge value. But not all 1998 proof quarters are created equal. What truly sets the valuable ones apart are their grade and condition. Coins that have been professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC and earned a perfect PR70 deep cameo rating are in especially high demand. We're talking about flawless coins with ultra-deep mirror fields and frosted raised images, true gems that pop under the light and leave no room for imperfections. These coins are often found in original U.S. mint-proof sets, but only the sharpest eyes and luckiest hands will spot one that meets the strict criteria for top dollar value. It's not uncommon for a regular proof quarter to be worth just a few dollars, but when you find that unicorn grade, PR70 DCM, that's where the big money starts flowing. And now, let's talk numbers. Are you ready for this? One of these 1998 Washington proof quarters, in absolutely perfect condition, has sold for as much as $2,700. That's already a fortune for a single quarter. But the real stunner? The highest recorded auction price for a pristine, top-graded 1998 Washington quarter from a proof set skyrocketed all the way to an unbelievable $56,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $56,000. That's enough to buy a luxury car, put a down payment on a house, or even completely change your financial future, just from one rare, shiny coin sitting in a proof set. So before you spend that 1998 quarter or toss it aside thinking it's just pocket change, take another look. Check for that S mint mark, examine its finish, and if you believe you've got something extraordinary in your hands, get it professionally graded. Because what looks like just another coin to most people could secretly be worth thousands. And that's the kind of treasure that only reveals itself to those who know what to look for. So next time you come across a 1998 Washington quarter from a proof set, remember, it might not just be a coin. It might be your ticket to thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Happy hunting, and may your next coin find be the jackpot you've been dreaming of. Top 7. Let's talk about a hidden gem that could be lying around in your change, unnoticed, or perhaps stashed away in an old coin collection, the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. But not just any 1990 quarter. No, we're talking about a rare and valuable coin, one that could be worth up to $52,000. Yes, you heard that right. And the best part is, it might still be in circulation, or just waiting in an old coin jar or drawer. Now, what makes the 1990 Washington quarter so special? Well, here's the thing. The 1990 quarter was part of a special U.S. mint-proof set, which makes it stand out from all the other regular quarters that were produced that year. But there's more to the story. While the regular quarters were made for general circulation, the proof coins were specially crafted for collectors. These proof coins were struck with high precision using polished dies, giving them that incredible mirror-like finish. The details on the coin are sharper and more pronounced compared to a regular circulation coin. However, there's a rare version of the 1990 Washington quarter that is highly sought after by collectors. The 1990s Washington quarter, specifically the one without the mint mark. Normally, all proof coins minted at the San Francisco Mint would have an S mint mark to indicate their origin. But for some reason, a small number of 1990 Washington quarters were struck without the mint mark. These coins are the real treasure, and they've become one of the most prized finds in modern coin collecting. So, why does a coin with no S mint mark matter so much? It all comes down to rarity. Coins with minting errors, especially ones as small as this, can be worth a fortune. In this case, that tiny S was supposed to be there but wasn't. That error has made the 1990 NOS quarter one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins in existence. You might be thinking, okay, so I've got a 1990 Washington quarter in my collection. But how do I know if it's the rare one? It's actually pretty simple to check. If you have a 1990 quarter and it looks especially shiny and well detailed, it could be a proof coin. But what really matters is that mint mark, or rather, the lack of it. A regular 1990s proof quarter would have the S under George Washington's bust, but if there's no mint mark, then you've just found yourself a coin worth way more than its face value. Now, let's talk numbers, because I know that's what you're really after. Just how much could this rare 1990 Washington quarter be worth? Well, it's not just a couple of bucks. No, this coin can fetch some truly jaw-dropping prices at auction, depending on its condition. A 1990 NOS Washington quarter, especially one in top-notch proof condition, has sold for prices ranging from $2,700 to a staggering $52,000. And the higher the grade, the higher the price. For example, if you were to find a pristine coin, one with no flaws, no scratches, and a perfect mirror finish, that could easily push the value up to the upper end of that range. Some collectors are willing to pay big money for the perfect example of this rare coin, and that's exactly what makes it so desirable. It's a combination of rarity, quality, and demand in the collector's market that drives the price up. So, where do these rare 1990 NOS Washington quarters typically show up? Well, many of them were initially sold as part of a proof set by the US Mint back in 1990, so you may come across one that's still in its original packaging, never circulated. Others might pop up in old coin collections, passed down from family members or picked up at estate sales, auctions, or coin shops. Some people don't even realize they have one of these rare coins, simply because they don't know the difference between a regular quarter and a proof coin, especially one with a minting error. But here's the thing, if you've got one of these rare coins, whether it's in a coin jar, an old change pile, or hidden away in a drawer, it could be worth a lot more than you think. A single 1990 Washington quarter without the S mint mark could be the key to unlocking a small fortune, and you might not even know it's sitting there, waiting to be discovered. If you're lucky enough to stumble upon one, it's important to have it properly graded and authenticated by a professional. Grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can help assess the quality of your coin and give it an official grade, which will significantly affect its market value. Coins that are graded as Proof 69 or Proof 70 can fetch significantly higher prices because they're considered in near-perfect condition. So, what should you do if you think you've found one of these rare 1990 Washington quarters without the S mint mark? First, take a close look at the coin and check for the telltale signs of proof quality. That mirror-like shine and sharp, crisp details. Then, carefully examine the area under Washington's bust. If there's no mint mark, you've got yourself a potential winner. From there, you can have it professionally graded or even try selling it to a coin dealer, auction house, or collector. But remember, there are other 1990 Washington quarters out there. Not all of them are valuable. The regular 1990s proof quarter with the S mint mark is still a nice coin, but it's nowhere near as valuable as the NOS version. So, before you get too excited, make sure you're checking for the right features. Now, let's talk about why this coin is such a big deal in the world of numismatics. Coin collecting is all about finding rare, unique, and valuable pieces, and the 1990 NOS Washington quarter has everything that collectors crave: a minting error, limited availability, and a distinctive look. It's a perfect storm of rarity and value, which is exactly why it's so sought after. And let's not forget the excitement of discovering something valuable in your own collection. Coin collecting is all about the thrill of the hunt. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started, there's nothing like the feeling of unearthing a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. And the 1990 NOS Washington quarter is one of those coins that could surprise you in the best way possible. So, if you're diving into your old coins and wondering what they're worth, don't overlook the possibility that one of them could be worth a small fortune. That 1990 Washington quarter sitting in your collection could be the key to a serious payday, and you don't want to miss out on the chance to cash in. Remember, the value of this coin ranges from $2,700 to $52,000, depending on its condition. It's not just a quarter, it's a rare piece of American numismatic history that could be sitting in your own collection, waiting to be discovered. So, take a closer look at your change and your old coins. You never know when you'll find something that could make you a small fortune. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to USA Coins 69. Keep checking your coins, and who knows, the next treasure could be in your pocket right now. Top 8. Are you ready to discover a rare gem that could change your financial future? If you've ever held a Washington quarter in your hand, you might think it's just another piece of pocket change. But what if I told you that one specific version of the Washington quarter, the 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set, could be worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars? This is no ordinary coin, and trust me, it's worth knowing about. When it comes to coin collecting, there are a few golden rules: rarity, condition, and provenance. And the 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set checks all those boxes. This isn't your typical quarter that you can find floating around in circulation. The proof set version of this quarter was made with special care, using polished dies to create a coin with a stunning, mirror-like finish. Unlike the regular quarters you'll find in your pocket change, the proof set coins are produced with such precision that they often look like tiny works of art. Now, what makes the 1977 Washington quarter so valuable? It all comes down to the scarcity of this particular coin and the demand from collectors. Each year, the U.S. Mint produces proof sets, and while many coins from these sets are highly sought after, the 1977 Washington quarter stands out for several reasons. First of all, the 1977 proof set was limited in production, meaning not as many of these coins were made compared to other years. This gives it a certain rarity factor, which is one of the key driving forces behind its value. But rarity alone doesn't make a coin valuable. Condition is equally important. A coin that has been well preserved, free from wear and tear, scratches, or discoloration, will always be worth more than a coin that's been damaged or poorly kept. The 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set, with its polished, mirror-like surface, is the perfect candidate for preservation. Collectors know this, and that's why the demand for these coins has been steadily increasing over the years. Here's the exciting part. How much is the 1977 Washington quarter worth today? The value of this coin can range anywhere from $2,700 to $82,000, depending on its condition and the specific market demand at the time of sale. Yes, you read that right. This coin could be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, some of the highest quality 1977 Washington quarters from the proof set have fetched astonishing prices at auction, making it a highly desirable coin for collectors and investors alike. So, what should you be looking for if you think you have one of these valuable coins? First, you need to make sure that you're dealing with a coin from the proof set. Proof coins are different from regular coins in the way they are made. They are struck using specially polished dies and have a distinctive, mirror-like finish. These coins often have a higher level of detail and clarity compared to coins that are produced for circulation. The 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set should shine brilliantly, with a sharp design and a flawless surface. Next, consider the condition of the coin. Even a tiny scratch or scuff can lower the value significantly. A coin in perfect condition, with no signs of wear, will fetch the highest price. The term used to describe the condition of a coin is great, and it's important to get your coin professionally graded to know its true value. Coins with a grade of PR 69 or higher, on a scale from PR 60 to PR 70, are typically the most valuable. So, what are the chances that you're holding onto a 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set that could be worth thousands? You might be surprised. While it may seem like a rare find, many collectors have stumbled upon these coins in old coin collections, estate sales, or even in their own change. But it's not just about luck, it's about being informed. Coin collecting is a hobby that requires knowledge, and knowing what to look for can make all the difference in the world. But let's take it a step further. Why should you care about the 1977 Washington quarter in the first place? Well, coin collecting isn't just a fun hobby, it's also an investment opportunity. As with any form of investment, rarity and condition drive up the value of these coins over time. The 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set is no exception. As demand continues to rise, the value of these coins could continue to increase, making them even more profitable in the future. If you happen to come across a 1977 Washington quarter in pristine condition, don't just toss it into your spare change jar. Take the time to get it appraised. Take it to a professional coin dealer or numismatist who can accurately assess its worth and guide you on the best steps to take if you're considering selling it. Even if you're not planning on selling, it's always good to know the value of the coins in your collection, so you're prepared when the time comes. But perhaps you're not into collecting coins, and you just happen to have a few in your change jar. That's still a win. The 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set could be sitting there, waiting for you to realize just how much it's worth. Don't underestimate the value of coins you find in your change. Over time, many coins, including the 1977 Washington quarter, have appreciated significantly in value. To make it even more exciting, imagine finding one of these coins in a mint condition set, still housed in its original packaging. That's the jackpot. Proof set coins often hold even higher value when they are kept in their original packaging because it shows they were properly stored and well preserved. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I get my hands on one of these valuable coins? Well, your best bet is to start by looking through your own coin collection or asking around. You'd be surprised how many people have valuable coins tucked away, often forgotten. You can also visit online coin marketplaces, attend coin shows, or reach out to local coin dealers. Auctions, too, are a great way to find these rare and valuable coins. In conclusion, the 1977 Washington quarter from the proof set isn't just another quarter, it's a potential goldmine waiting to be discovered. Whether you've got one stashed away in your collection or you come across it by sheer luck, this coin could be worth a small fortune. With its rarity, exceptional quality, and rising demand, it's a coin you don't want to overlook. So, the next time you come across a Washington quarter from 1977, take a closer look. It could be worth anywhere between $2,700 and $82,000, and who knows? That coin might just be the key to unlocking a windfall in your life.